Alright, I wanted to show you how to use Filmora. It's a great editing program. It's fairly inexpensive and it makes making videos really simple and easy. So once you've downloaded and paid for Filmora, I think it's around $25 to $30 if I remember right. You'll open it up and then you'll come to a screen like this. I like to use the full feature mode. It gives me more options. So now that you've got the program open, you'll come to this screen, and what I usually start off doing is importing. I usually start by importing videos, movies, pictures, anything like that, and just click on those. You can import multiple at the same time. I do that often, and then they come into this area here. I will then start and drag whatever I want onto the screen. You can put a logo onto your movies in a couple of ways. So I'll show you how you can do it a couple different ways. So first I've dragged it in and it becomes its own screen, and that's one way. That's not always the way you want to do it though. So there's one other way that you can. So I'm going to bring in a video and I just click on it and drag it down, and then I can put this logo over the top of it. Top, if I put it on the second layer, it becomes another layer, and then you can see it here in the screen preview, and you can shrink it down, you can make it bigger, you can move it all around. I like to put this in a corner if you can, and as you can see, when you play the video, it will stay right there. So that's really a nice feature. To have it go throughout the whole video, you do need to drag it the entire length of the video that you want it to run. That's one thing to keep in mind. You can also add text. You can add an opener. I like the titles one so that it can just go over your video as, again, another layer. So let me show you real quick here. I'm going to choose this one real quick. You can see it. And I'm going to drag it down here to text. And then when I click on it, I can either use all of this text or I can delete parts. I'm going to just delete this part. Just delete the text and then you're good to go. It's kind of annoying. You can't just highlight and delete it all. You have to use your backspace or delete button. This is a weekly flight video that I do for a client. This is their project name. Okay. And then you can watch that and see how it puts the overlay. There's lots of different options. When you're done, just click OK and it'll close out of that. Sometimes videos can be kind of boring without some background music of some sort, so I like to definitely download some of the free background music. Some are really annoying, some are great. I have a few that I really like. This Yellow Ribbon one is really nice. One thing I do notice is you need to turn the volume way down or else it blasts like nobody's business in your ear. I like 20 if it's the only noise, maybe a little bit higher, but mine is more of a background without talking, so I like it at about 20. I do like it to fade out, so you can change the fade in or fade out here. These don't really affect things very well, so I don't tend to use them very much. And you can click OK. And then when you start playing, here's kind of what happens from the beginning. And you can do other things as well with Filmora. If you've got a video and you want to break it up, you can click on the video itself here, and this scissors will split the video. You can just break it up wherever you want, wherever you need to. If you need to crop out a section where you messed up your video, you can do that. Just crop and then delete that section. Use Pi. If you want to add some transitions in between things, on my videos I do a lot of video and then photos, because that's just what my client does most often. So if we put one of their photos in, I'll show you some things that I do here too. So I'm going to drag that down wherever I want it. I can put it in the middle of a video, I can put it at the end, wherever I want. And here you go, there's the photo in as well. On photos, sometimes the photos that you take aren't great for video size, and so you will need to crop those. And so this is your crop button. Make sure you have clicked the photo, and then these options will come up. You click this, and then 16 by 19 is the best video size, so try to do that rather than the 4:3. 4:3 is just really small and you'll have black space. You see over on the right, this will be black space. 16 by 9 is great because it fills your whole screen. You can make it bigger, smaller. Sometimes on the videos that my client does, they do drone video imaging, and so their drone safety guides will sometimes get in the photo or video, and so I can crop those out so that it looks a little bit more professional by changing it, but still keeping a larger size. So that's how you crop, and then you'll click OK and it'll crop to the right size. Let me think if there's anything else. Transitions. You can add transitions, which I do in between videos, to when there's a change in video or there's a change from a video to a picture, then I like to use the transitions. Depends on where it's at, on which ones I like to use. I like the page curl. I think it's kind of cool. That's one of my favorites. Also, I like to use the dissolve one at the end of my videos, just to kind of end it out. Makes it look nice. So I'll show you those two transitions there. You can see kind of curls up, and this other one will dissolve it or fade out, which is nice at the end of a video. One other thing to keep in mind is, as you're doing video on Filmora, if your music goes longer than the video, or your logo goes longer than your actual video footage, this top part, your video is going to keep running for a minute or 2 or 3 or 10. So definitely make sure they are all cut off at the right length that you want. You can also speed up video. If something's just really slow and there's not talking, then you can speed that up. If there's talking, it's not going to sound great, so don't speed it up. If there's talking, you can take out the audio if you want, but here we've sped up the video and we want to move this down. We can shrink down the music as well, and then they'll all end at the same time. Sometimes your video or photos may be too dark, and that can be an issue. Let me see if I can find one for you that's really dark that we can lighten up. Maybe this one. So if I click on this picture and I want to make it brighter, I'll click on this advanced color tuning, and here I can do some presets and change colors and things like that. But often I don't like these pre-done ones. This one's actually kind of okay. But also I like to use the adjust. I use the color mostly and the light. You can change the exposure, brighten that so it's easier to see. You can add more contrast. And then you can save that preset if you're doing a lot of videos or editing all in the same light and it's the same bad lighting. That will help you to be able to make that change really quick. So you can save it and you can give it a name. Click OK. Another thing to keep in mind on that is you can see what the original looked like to give you a better idea. Make sure you're not totally massacring the photo or whatnot. This is probably a little bit too light because of the windows, but it does give you more detail of the inside of the building, which is kind of nice. You let me see if there's anything else. You can set the duration of, like if you have a ton of pictures, you can set the duration of all of them by clicking this and changing it up or down. Let's see. I don't think that really does anything. That just brings up our edit here, and you can change that. You can take the logo out or make it shorter so it doesn't show the whole thing. I think those are the basics of the things you need to know. You can add filters to your video if you want. I don't really use filters because most of my videos are real life and people want to see the way things really look. But if you're doing some more creative videos, that could be cool. You can import your own music if you want, which is nice. So my music, and click import, and then you can import your media files. Let me see if there's anything else that you might need to know. Overlays are sometimes kind of cool. And I do like some of their elements. I would call them more like overlays as well. You can use them as beginning, and some of them are animated, which are pretty cool. There is one. Maybe it was on my other computer. One thing that drives me crazy about Filmora is that depending on when you download it, you may get different things than if you downloaded it at a different time. So I downloaded it on 2 of my computers, and one computer has different songs that it downloaded, and one has different elements like this than the other one. So that's kind of annoying. But overall, I do like it, and it makes a good video. And if you are interested in any more information about Filmora, just put your comments down below and I will be happy to answer those. Thanks and have a great day.